Yeah, but speaking of manufacturing, here's looks like our government is really pushing for drone manufacturing to be brought here to the U.S. I really like this video. So here we go.
You know what? We know why we were put here. We were brought here to rebuild the military, match capabilities to the threats of today. So while our adversaries have produced millions of cheap drones
more when I was younger.
before us, we were mired in bureaucratic red tape. Not anymore. In June, President Trump issued an executive order unleashing American drone dominance to bolster our drone industry and arm our warfighters, because that's what we're all about. So today, I'm rescinding restrictive policies that stifle production, and this will unleash American manufacturing and the ingenuity of our warfighters by doing three key things. First, we're going to bolster the U.S. drone manufacturing base by producing thousands of American-made products, prioritizing Buy American. We'll arm combat units with a variety of low-cost American-crafted drones, leveraging our world-leading engineers and AI experts. And third, we're going to train as we expect to fight. Senior officers, well, I'll grab this because it's the memo. Senior officers must overcome bureaucratic risk aversion in budgeting, weaponeering, and training. So here's the memo we're signing today, delivered via drones. Here on the front lawn of the Pentagon.
I wonder if that's the actual document.
With some of our great warfighters flying them.
That's funny.
This is the future. We're in the fight. We're in the fight to win it. And we're never going to back down.
Can't imagine the pressure on the person who's flying that.
Yeah, it's good video.
It's a good video. I'm just a pressure flying that close to your sector.
I don't want that right by my head. I'm like,
I can't imagine the pressure on that person. But on the other hand,
well, and you see the different technologies of the way the guys in the back were controlling the drones too.
Oh, yeah.
One guy had the goggles
VR.
on, VR headset. Another one had just regular like touchpad. Another guy had like a remote control.
Yeah.
So different technologies used there for several different types of drones too in that video.
So went to one of the defense events. So this was pretty much the theme of the event, and there was a drone companies. They are making drones in the U.S. There's a few miles from here. They're making parts for drone. And there's a company called Blue Light. They're from Michigan. If you look up, pretty nice, slick-looking drones. So what the DoD and there was quite a few other people were there, generals and so on. Or general, he couldn't show up, but he sent a message because he sent a slide. He got tied up somewhere.
Classified.
Yeah.
I can't tell you where.
I don't know. So you know how World War II, U.S. all manufacturers, they pivoted to make these government.
Yeah, tanks,
even
planes,
all
the automotive plants,
bullets, guns,
yep.
Everything, right? Under the sun, they were.
Well, and you saw some of that during COVID, right? A lot of the automotive plants even still pivoted again to make PPE protection and things like that.
So but now. What government is more focusing on is a smaller companies. So people who are companies under 500. That was a big
business.
Small business. Yeah. So that was a big theme of the event was they're focusing on that, and they wanna unleash basically Michigan be again ranked top.
Yeah, because I mean honestly, here's the thing: did they want to monopolize? Only have 3 or 4 companies in the world doing the work, and that's it, and nobody else is doing anything. They
that was the biggest concern. They were basically, what I got from them was they're just not sticking with dumping all the money into one company. So there was actually a chart I should have shared with you guys. There was actually a chart where they showed at one point there were these 50 to 100 companies, and that has a biggest government contracts. Right now, there's like 4.
Yes.
So what happened is all those got bought out by, other companies, and then other,
And it all shrunk down to one.
and it went
Well,
down to
Yeah,
you know,
true.
you know what's funny? What you're describing is what happened in the 1930s. Mm-hmm. There's I don't know if you guys ever been to this. You know how they got the Greenfield Village, which are all the different cars
Yep.
Ford's made. There's another one right around Kalamazoo. And
planes?
no,
Isn't it a
cars,
plane?
just straight
Oh,
up
it's cars.
cars.
Oh, okay.
And they show all types of cars from years past.
Gilmore.
Is that what it's called, Gilmore?
Yeah, Gilmore Car Museum.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
went
yeah.
there with
I
a,
go
with
there
a
every
friend, Don,
times.
and he was showing me around, like older guy, and showing me everything. And then it was fun because he's really into treasure chest and like refinishing them, and it's a hobby of his.
Yeah.
So we get up to this car. It was like from the 1930s, what you see in the movies. And I was like, man, where are all these these are all car companies? He goes, yeah, this was like, in the 30s. He goes, but all of them got bought out, and now there's only 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what you're alluding to. And just a kind of side note, because one of the cars had a treasure chest on the back. I'm like, oh, look, it's your treasure
Yep,
chest.
yep.
And he goes, well, that's where the name trunk came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trunk. Yeah.
Yeah, because they used to put treasure chests, and then they obviously made it into a trunk now.
Like big suitcases.
So that's
type,
where that's where the name came from.
the big chest suitcase.
Well, and
chest.
on the drone thing too, if you look at any personalized drones or anything that you're going to find on Amazon, vast majority of those are all Chinese made, right? So I think with this, what they're trying to also
No, you're
identify-
definitely right, and because I've been saying this for years, is like when I see they're one of their big companies, I don't want to say their name, just because I don't want to give them more credit. Is one of the Chinese company, and we using their drones in agriculture.
Yep.
And we were using there, and we still are some places in agriculture, in law enforcement, in other places, and I'm like, why are we using it? Here is one side we are, calling them basically any other state basically. On the other
Yeah.
side, we're
They're
using
taking
their
our
drone,
information, but we're
Yep.
buying their stuff.
and those drones.
And they could be sending it back pretty easily, as we found.
And
with other
what happened
technologies they've
was,
done.
what happened was at one instant, these guys, they post a video of just hanging on to the drone and flying over the pond, and guess what? The company from overseas, China, they disabled the drone. So if they can't, because they didn't want that, whatever, they didn't want that showcase in the beginning. So if that happened, how else they can control it?
Yeah.
That's my concern.
And if we're using their drones for military purposes,
Yeah,
or
that
even if
was
we're selling our drones, right, to say a Ukraine or Israel, wherever we're sending our stuff, they could easily just say nope, shut them down, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's where, just like at one point, Cybertruck was used in war against Ukraine. Some guy over there, one of their mounted a mini or guns on it, and supposedly Tesla shut it down.
Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but some of the stuff, like USB chargers for like your phones and whatnot, they're actually like built in signals that were like kind of malware that will signal back to the mothership and extract all your data and send it away.
Well, that's why a lot of times they say don't put your charger in any public area, especially airports, right?
So even actually at this point, good thing you made that point and reminded me, because I bought one of these chargers from
Amazon or something?
right?
Yeah.
Just a phone charger, and this is for
Not TMU or Alibaba?
no Seaport. It's the same thing. So I bought that, and whenever I plug my phone in there, and it would overheat. So I have concerns. I have concerns with that.
Yeah.
With those chargers, what else is getting,
Yeah, why is it running so hard? I mean, you hear stories about gas stations too. A lot of times,
Yeah.
you get some of these off the shelf from a gas station, and it's
Yeah.
taking all your data.
Oh my God. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Keep going.
Good.
All good.
Keep going.
So I think it's a security is, and that was one of the another theme to a lot of these shows was cybersecurity and the security of our supply chain and so on. So one of the instance where we talk about the car prices. So one of the person who was traveled with President Trump to all these Middle Eastern countries when he made this trip in this term, and she was pointing it out that one of the companies in China literally funded to compete with U.S. Industry, one of the industries. They poured in like $300-400 million into that. So government just gave it to it just gave it to the industry. Said, here's the money, go wreck their industry, basically.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of sport they're getting over there. Their industry is
From their
You're
government.
talking
From
about
their
other
government.
countries,
Huh?
or
Yeah.
China, or
China.
Actually,
China is getting that kind of sport to
what I'm
wreck.
alluding to is that it's not just China that's doing that. As in, they're subsidizing their companies within their country to be able to gain the work in the U.S. They're not the only one. Is what I'm alluding to.
They're not the only one, but they are heavily investing in
Yes. Yes.
They're probably
Well,
one of the most they're using it as almost like I will call it like a manufacturing warfare.
Yep,
Yeah.
It is.
They're using it at that point.